श्रीमद् श्रील भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। नितिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् श्रील भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नितिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् श्रील भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नितिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् श्रील भक्ति विज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नितिल विष्णु विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नितिल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील गोरक्षदास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। नितिल प्रविष्ट श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नितिल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूप गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल पतिदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम अक्षय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विराट गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। Shri, oh, whose day is it today? Let me just check. Today's Raghunandan Thakur's and I think Bangsi Vedanta. Let me just check one second. Shri Raghunandan Thakur ki jai. Tatiya Shubha Tiruvav Titi ki jai. Shri Bangsi Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Tatiya Shubha Tiruvav Titi ki jai. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्री श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदांत नारायणीति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिशे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृण्वतं स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृदन्तस्थो हृद्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतम्। नष्टप्रेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे त्वं नायमां शरणन्तिकम्। भक्त्या विहीन अपराधलक्षय क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol, everybody. So I'm starting a bit late today, but today's also a short reading. It's only 4,400 something words, I think. So Dandavat Pranams Vipul and Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Manjari Didi, Ganga Didi, Madhavi Didi, and Champak Didi. Dandavat Pranams. So let's see, what did we read yesterday? So we read about the description of the stars above the moon, the 28 constellations headed by Abhijit. They move clockwise around Mount Sumeru on a time wheel. By the will of the Supreme Lord, the 28 constellations are fixed on the time wheel. They do not have a different motion, but move clockwise along with the time wheel. And then there's Venus. It talks about the positions of all these planets. Venus, which is favorable. I'm not going to read all that. I'm just going to Mercury, which is auspicious. Mars, which is inauspicious. Jupiter, which is favorable. Saturn, which is troublesome. And the Saptarishis circumambulate Dhruvaloka. Situated above Saturn by 1.11 MY. What was MY again? Million yojanas, was it? Anyways, are the 7 sages who are always thinking of the well-being of the inhabitants of the universe. They circumambulate Dhruvaloka, the pole star, the supreme abode of Lord Vishnu. Okay, so there's the position of the orbits of different planets. Here's a chart there. And then we read about the Shishumata planetary systems, the glories of Dhruvaloka. First, so above the Saptarishis is Dhruvaloka, which is 1.3 MY above the planet of the 7 sages, is the abode of Lord Vishnu, where Dhruva remains until the end of the Kalpa. Circumambulating him are Agni, Indra, Prajapati, Kashyapa, and Dharma, with respect. This star, established by the Lord, is the central pivot of all the stars and planets. The unsleeping, invisible, most powerful time factor causes these luminaries to revolve around the pole star without cessation. How do the planets and stars rotate around the pole star? They're just as bulls yoked together and tied to a central post to thresh rice. These planets tread around that pivot without deviating from their proper positions. So all the planets and luminaries fixed in the zodiac revolve around the pole star and the respective orbits, higher and lower, till the end of the kalpa, propelled by wind. How do they remain in orbit? Just as clouds or eagles, controlled by the wind and pushed by karma, move about in the sky, so the planets, supported by matter and the Lord, and moving by their past karmas, do not fall to the ground. And there's a description of the body of Shishumata, which is in the shape of a dolphin. Some describe this zodiac belt, the great machine, consisting of the stars and planets, to have the form of a dolphin, Shishumata, used for worshipping Vasudeva in meditation. The celestial bodies at different parts of the dolphin's body. This form of Shishumata has its head downward and its body coiled. And so it goes from the end of the tail is the planet of Dhruva. The body of the tail is the planets of Prajapati, Agni, Indra, and Dharma. The base of the tail is the planets of Tata and Vidatta. The hips are Saptarishis like Vashishta and Angira. The right side of its coiled body are the 14 constellations. Anyways, you see this. Talks about the left side of its coiled body, the back, abdomen. The 28 constellations are located on either side of the body of the dolphin. So the right and left loins, the right and left feet, goes through all these planets. I'm not going to read them all. Upper chin is upper chin Augusti, lower chin Yamaraj, mouth Mars, genitals Saturn, back of the neck Jupiter, chest Sun, core of the heart Narayan. Core of its heart is Narayan. Mind is Moon, navel Venus, breast Ashwini Kumars, life air Mercury, neck Rahu, all over its body are comets. Pores are the numerous stars. Mantra to worship Shishumara and the result. The body of Shishumara should be considered the external form of Lord Vishnu, composed of all devatas. Morning, noon, and evening, one should silently observe this form and worship him with this mantra. My obeisances to you, who have assumed the form of time, the resting place of all the planets, the master of all demigods. I meditate upon you. One who chants this mantra 3 times a day to worship the Supreme Person and remember this form of the Lord, which is the resting place of all the demigods and all the stars and planets, will surely be freed from all sinful reactions born of time. And so there's a summary of the upper planetary systems of the universe. Now, the universal covering, which consists of 7 layers, earth, water, fire, air, ether, false ego, and Mahat Tattva, each 10 times wider than the previous. Wow. And you see here is the height with regards to the sun. So it's 250 NY, 250 like that. Anyways. Yeah, so it's on the very top is the universal covering. Below that is free space. Below that is Satyaloka. Below that is Tapaloka, then Janaloka, Maharloka, and Dhruvaloka. Right? Did I get that right? Yeah, must be. Okay. Should I read what? Okay, I'm going to read what these places are. So the universal covering was that water, earth, water, fire, earth, air, whatever. Then free space. According to Vishnu Puran, the covering of the universe starts 16.2 my above Satyaloka and 250 my, 2 billion miles away from the sun. Satyaloka is the abode of Lord Brahma and his associates. Tapaloka is the abode of great sages and rishis. The 4 Kumaras reside here. This loka is populated with siddhas and rishis and provides abundance of amenities of all kinds. Janaloka is the abode of great sages and rishis headed by Bhrigu Muni. Maharloka is the abode of great sages and rishis. It is populated by siddhas and rishis in large numbers. And then Dhruvaloka. Maharaj Dhruva resides here worshipping the Supreme Lord. So today we're going to read about the subterranean heavenly planets. We'll read about the planets below the sun and above the earth. And we'll read a little bit about the planets below the earth. And also tomorrow we'll continue reading about the planets below the earth. That part's really interesting. I remember the planets of the snakes. That was really cool. All right. So let's jump in. Okay, I didn't open this beforehand. Okay. What chapter are we on? 24, is it? 24, yeah. Okay. Hari bol. So I'm reading from my phone now because the power went out. But just give me a second to need to switch the camera around. How do I do that? Okay. Facing back. There. How come my screen went black? Oh gosh. Sorry guys, just give me a second here. I'm gonna try going in the other room where the connection, my internet's a bit faster. Let me try turning off now. Okay. Can I read inside your room? Because my internet, the power went out. Sorry, were you resting? Oh, I'm sorry. No. It's the power went out, and so I need. Give me a second here, guys. Oh. Sorry. I'll just sit here. Actually, I'll sit outside. That's nice.